DJ Pro Pitch Play Transition Tutorial. I'm DJ Spiegel Spin, and we're going to talk about it. The transition is called the pitch play transition, and we're going to be utilizing the tempo slider in order to change the pitch of a certain lyric or a certain part of a track. So if you guys have seen my beat matching tutorials or any of those videos where I explain what the tempo slider is, you guys would know that if you raise the BPM of the song, it is going to change the frequency and change the pitch. So if you raise it, the BPM, by a significant amount, you're going to get a high pitch kind of sound, like Alvin and the Chipmunks type of sound. And then if you lower it, you're going to get like a low effect. So we are going to be using, normally we would be avoiding making these sounds. So we would put this right here. If you look where my mouse is, that's the key lock. So that makes, when you have it, if it's blue like that, that means it's on. Then when you play a song with the BPM changed a lot, it'll kind of keep the original pitch of the song, so you could raise the BPM, lower the BPM without changing the pitch. But for this transition, we want to change the pitch. So we're going to make sure that that is off on both sides. And then another thing that we have to do to get ready for this transition is if you go press over here, you have access to the BPM menu. So now if you look at this screen, you have the BPM. You could change it by just typing in a number over here, or you could double it, or you could half it. To double it or half it is for if you're doing beat matching, so you could only beat match and have two songs playing together at the same exact BPM, or if it's exactly double or exactly half. So that's why it gives us the option here, but we're not going to be talking about that in this video. We are going to go from BPM to tempo, and then now down here we have our range. So when you first start the app, it is going to be set to 8%, and this is what turntables back in the day used to be set at. You could raise the BPM by 8% or you lower it by 8%, and then some DJs would take apart the top of these turntables and then they would modify it so that you could do more of a percent. But now, since we're using digital software, we could just do it with a press of a button. So we are going to go from 8% to, you could go all the way up to 75, but that's a little bit too high. So I think we are going to do 50%. So now we have the range of 50%. And let me just show you what it looks like. So if at 8%, this song is a 98 BPM song, all the way at the top would be 105, and then all the way at the bottom would be 90. So this is good if you want to do fine adjustments, because it might be hard using the slider on the touchscreen, or if you're using a controller, it might have a smaller tempo slider. So having it low is good if you only plan on adjusting the BPM a little bit. But we're planning on doing a big BPM adjustment. So if all the way is 105 there, and then we go back to tempo, and we're going to put it at 50%, all the way up is going to be 147, all the way down is going to be 49. So we are going to find songs that have a vocal that we are going to want to emphasize, that we're going to want to make sound a little bit different and a little bit cool. So if you guys have any songs in mind, you guys could find it on your own. For this example, I'm going to use Candy Shop by 50 Cent, and I'm going to show you guys where the cue point is so you guys can practice along with this same track. So now we are going to go to our cue points. So if you press the mixer button over here, and then you go to the second one. So the first one's Nero Mix, the second one's cue point. Now I marked this cue point at exactly at 55 seconds. So you guys could put your cue point at 55 seconds, and then DJ Pro lets us change the name of it. So I'm just going to do Love Doctor. And then you could also change the color. So these colors will come up if you have RGB light pads on your controller, which a lot of controllers do have, so you will be able to see the color. So maybe make a mental note that all of my pitch play transitions are going to be in red or green, or just pick a color to do it anytime, so then whenever you load up these tracks, you know where a good part to do pitch play is. So if we look over here, this is what we put our cue point at. It's the part where he goes, "Love Doctor." So this is going to sound really cool if we lower the BPM a lot. So instead of Magic Stick, "I'm the Love Doctor," it's going to be, "I'm the Love Doctor." So like this. Maybe a little bit more. Let's go to 28. So we're going to be having this song playing, and then on certain words, we're going to lower the BPM. We're going to raise the BPM. So this is what it sounds like, raised. And we're going to be lowering the BPM, raising the BPM, lowering the BPM. And then what we're going to do is we're going to mix it into a song with a lower BPM. So we're going to find a song with about 80, that's 80 BPM. And then instead of having them to be the same BPM to do like a beat match, we are just going to lower the BPM of our mix. And this is a good way to get to a lower or even a higher tempo very easily. So we're going to go over here. I'm just going to load up another track in the left deck. So this song is 129. So with this song over here, we're going to be playing the song, and I'm not doing it so this doesn't get taken down by YouTube, but I'm only playing a little bit. So it's going to go, so you're going to lower it, so it's going to be, "I'm the Magic Stick, I'm the Love Doctor," and then we're going to raise it up to 128. So, ready? And then we are going to slowly go to 128, and then we could either do an echo out or a backspin or some way to get into the next song, and then now we are at our higher BPM. So this is a great transition to go from lower to higher, and then also add a little something extra, something that people aren't going to expect instead of just listening to the regular track. Now, I just think it's hilarious. My wife actually taught me this one when I first taught her how to DJ. She, I don't know, got obsessed with the tempo slider, and then she did that, and I was cracking up, and I thought it was really cool, and then I said you could use that as a transition. So it's called the pitch play transition. Go out, find a song with lyrics that you think will be funny or entertaining when you lower the BPM and get that kind of low sound, and do it on a part of the song that makes sense. Like Love Doctor kind of sounds, it's like that romantic deep voice. So I just thought that was a great way to show you guys how to do this transition. So let me know in the comments below if you've done this transition or if you've heard it and how you do it. Or if you have any other questions regarding DJing with DJ Pro and the iPad, subscribe to the channel. I make DJ videos every single day.